you're a full-grown man with any semblance of freedom inside of your heart, you're going to spend a large period of your life in jail. We're now entering the point where if you resist the upcoming climate change lockdowns, whatever the you're going to go to jail. If you resist the new COVID pandemic, whatever they're going to call it, they're going to put you in jail. If you resist allowing your son to teacher into changing genders, you're going to jail. If you tell the truth about any of this on social media, you're going to go to jail. If you're a man with any semblance of principle that you stand up for, any degree of traditionalism, any respect for your ancestors and respect for God, you're going to end up going to jail. The worst thing is, if you make a bunch of money and escape this system, if you manage to get rich and get out, the school system's turning out of this country, I'll move. Let me get a new passport. Let me get rich. Let me get out. 10 years later, they hit you with financial crimes because you got too rich and now they can't control you and you're going to jail. The chance of you going to jail is 100%. If you are watching this and you're not prepared to take the long dildo, you are going. We're all going to jail. Everyone's going to jail. Don't want to fight in their war? You're going to jail. Don't want to have a farm and grow your own crops without putting in the chemicals they decide you need to poison the populace? You're going to jail. Don't want to bake a cake for those two husbands? You're going to fucking jail. Don't worry, we're all going to jail. Everyone's going to fucking jail. The world's going to become one big communist jail. It's never going to end. Because what do governments want? Governments have only ever wanted one thing, which is more power. Have you ever seen a government take a law away? Because they pass new ones every fucking day. And we're getting closer and closer to communism as the days go on. And there's going to be a huge super jail, and we're going to live in it, and we're going to sit there. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny about the super jail? They're not going to let us eat for free. They're not going to put us in there for free, because if they did that, they wouldn't be able to afford it. So in this super jail, we'll have jobs, and the job will get currency, and that currency will be just enough for us to pay for a house and have food to eat. And we'll have to sit there as a slave doing something we don't want to do, and the money that we earn will be just enough for our meager survival. And then we'll sit there obeying, doing exactly as they say to us, otherwise our conditions get even worse.
The point I was trying to make here is extremely important. You own your soul, and you're only going to be happy with yourself as a man when you're standing up against oppression. The reason that you feel this dark cloud over you, the reason that you're sad all the time is because you're now being exposed to all the injustice in the world. You're seeing children blown apart. You're seeing how unfair everything is. And the masculine heart, the masculine essence, strives for justice. Injustice, no matter how far away it is, even if it has nothing to do with you, is upsetting to your core. You only own your spirit. We've talked long and hard about how you don't own property. You don't own that car. You don't own anything. The government can take it from you. Unless you have more guns than the government, which you'll never have, you don't own a single fucking thing. But you can own your legacy and you can own your spirit by doing the right thing and standing up. Most of you are already in jail. You're more in jail than me and my brother have ever been, because you're working a job you don't want to work. You're earning just enough money to pay for your house and pay for your food and go back to work. That is jail. When you go to jail, you don't even need a job because they give you your house and your food for free. You're giving up your time and your life to have a slightly larger house and slightly better food, and on repeat for the rest of human years working in jail. I've described this over and over again. If they can convince you via fiat currency to continue to do something you don't want to do, and they can print the currency from the sky, you are their slave. In days of old, slavery worked by kidnapping people and forcing them to do a job they didn't want to do, and you would provide them with housing and food. The problem was it was very difficult to motivate them to work hard, and it was also difficult to prevent them from running away. So what they've done now is put something in the middle called money. And this thing in the middle means that you're going to go and do this job you don't want to do to the best of your ability. You're not going to run away, and you're going to spend all of that money on a house that the slave owner owns anyway, just like they did during slavery days, and food that the slave owner sells to you, just like they did during slavery days. So it's exactly the same. Nothing's changed, except they don't have to worry about trying to make you work and don't have to worry about you running away. And the beautiful thing is, this money they use to enslave you, they can print from thin air. If they can create unlimited of X from thin air and you'll do anything to get it, you belong to them. You're already in jail. My brother and I are rich, truly, ridiculously rich. We don't have to give up our time doing anything we don't want to do anymore. We've escaped the matrix. We also have a purpose. We're standing up and fighting for what is right. We get to look in the mirror and feel proud of ourselves. Our spirits are not confined. We don't have to shut up because a HR department might get us in trouble. We don't have to shut up because we're scared of going to jail. We get to live true to our masculine essence and spirit, and God will reward us for that. When we look back on our deathbeds, we'll be happy with every decision we ever made, including going to fucking jail, because we don't care. My brother and I were freer in that cell than most of you are out here in the free world. You can't go where you want to go. We can't afford it. Nothing is different at all.